Kun Tevin, maybe I can come to you in a question about innovation. ASEAN, like I said, is a huge market, huge potential. But from your perspective, do you see it as a market of 650 million people, or do you see separate markets within ASEAN when you start to look at investing across the region?
This is another fresh question again. But I think from 650 million expanding, we have a varied sort of a stage of development in each country. We have a varied stage of development of the way of living. And so that is somehow viewed as the disadvantage, but I see it as the advantage in having the availability of the resources at the various stage, in having the experience of the different level of development in our 10 member countries that we can share to the others. Also in the level of the innovation and technology, I think there's varied level as well in terms of development of the innovation, and also making that innovation industrial practice. I was in a session earlier with the founder of Grab Taxi, and we were very impressed with the concept that actually provide the platform for to provide convenience for transporters, as well as provide jobs for people who like to earn extra income under their own terms. So those kind of things happen in certain countries in ASEAN and can apply to others as well. I think the key to all of this, coming back to I think many of us talked about, is the level of cooperation among the 10 members. So I would like to maybe promote a theme, collaboration for competitiveness, because the WEF is actually focusing very much on the national competitiveness. But I think for ASEAN, if we can work together in the spirit of ASEAN and create the competitiveness for ASEAN as a group by collaboration, through collaboration, I think it would allow ASEAN to be able to capitalize on this large market, varied stage of development and resources. And the connectivity is actually, we talked a little bit earlier about the topic of this connectivity conundrum, the very high words. But I'm seeing the connectivity as a solution to this puzzle, in that if we can really make the connectivity borderless, seamless among the ASEAN countries, then we can maybe look into a solution for a lot of problems in going forwards, and actually capture the opportunity out of the potential of ASEANs. And the connectivity, we talk about transportation, we talk about communication, energy, trading, investment. Those are the things that would actually drive the economy, but also the enabling part is as equally important, which means the connectivity in financing, in technology, innovation, and also in the talent building. Those are the things that would allow us to drive together. And maybe some of the more developed areas in ASEAN can be a pilot project for this innovation and technology. And I'm seeing a lot of shall we say, development of ecosystem for turning the innovation into real business, into startup, happening in many of our cities. And that would be applicable to a lot of other ASEAN nations as well.
Right. Thank you very much. I think there's an interesting point about using the whole of ASEAN as incubating for other parts of ASEAN. I mean, where we can find solutions. And maybe from the bank's perspective, do you see ASEAN as one big market, or do you see disparate markets?
I think in terms of trade in the region and the software that you nicely summarized in terms of tariffs coming down, it works more and more like one region, like one place, right? The 650 million population. But in terms of working as a bank, in terms of interoperability, Mr. Jin brought up the think, first of all, the framework that it's a journey, right? That 2025 is a milestone on quite a long journey. And then he mentioned financial integration is, possibly somewhere on that journey. It's quite far away. But I think it's right to start talking about infrastructure and the physical connectivity. It's right to make the case for connectivity as a way to reduce inefficiencies. And then it's right to talk about how we help enterprises scale, and when you look at job creation, to also link in, unemployment, it doesn't actually come from the micro SME. It comes from that 10 million to 50 million sales turnover company that gets the help it needs to grow, to internationalize, to employ people. So it's good to start with physical connectivity, but it is certainly a multi-decade road.
Right, so it's the start, really, of the larger integration.
Ingredient.
Right. At this point, maybe I'd like to throw the discussion to the floor. If there are any questions from the audience to our distinguished panelists. Any questions at the moment? Yes, sir. Can we get a mic? And please introduce yourself behind you.
Thank you for taking my question. I'd like to, my name is Scott Barber from Travelport. I'd like to ask the Ministers for Tourism their thoughts on connectivity, specifically in aviation, and the fact that in the Asian countries there's still a high degree of government control, and to what degree does that stop competition?
So is this to the two ministers?
Yes, please.
Yes. Maybe Mr. Sun?
Cambodia, we adopted open sky policy, so there's no really restriction in Cambodia, okay? So practically, you can set up a company here, you can fly in and out of the country, there's no issue. And if talk about the investment law in Cambodia, I would say the Cambodia probably has the most liberal, open investment regime in ASEAN. There's no restriction on ownership of the company. You can own 100% of a company in Cambodia. There's no exchange control in the country. So yeah, just add on to what you talk about the aviation, but overall I'm saying that we just open economy, that you can you do practically what you want to do within the law, obviously.
Well, in Thailand too, I think we try to relax government's rules and regulation in all transport sector. For the aviation, I think there is no restriction on that, and the land transport as well. But of course, the infrastructure investment that we try to facilitate, particularly right now we on the process of issuing the special law on the special economic zone, that any companies who are investing in this area will get the maximum benefit, as well as there's no restriction on the shareholder between the local and the international as well.
So basically for both Cambodia and Thailand, it's a foreign company or a foreign investor can start a business in transportation, in aviation,
yes,
with no restrictions.
May I add, before coming to this session, Tony Fernandez met with our Prime Minister, and I was in that meeting. He wanted to set up Air Asia Cambodia. And he asked the Prime Minister, Mr. Prime Minister, can I set up as a joint venture? Or should the Prime Minister said, don't have to take the local partner. Own 100% of Air Asia Cambodia to do it. So this is just to let you know that we're very, very, very open.